NorthEast United FC is going through a tough time, both on the field and off the field. At the time of making this video, the club is still winless in the 8 ISL games it has played so far this season. And things aren't looking good for them, with having scored only 4 goals and conceding the 18 goals, the most by any club so far. Last season also, things weren't that great as they finished in the 10th spot in the points table. In its history so far, it has managed to qualify for the ISL playoffs on 2 different occasions. The first in the 18-19 season under Dutch coach Eelco Schatorrie, and the second time under interim coach Khalid Jamil in the 2021 season. Let's dive into this video to know more about their ongoing problems. Lack of clarity in ownership. Being one of the founding members, the club has seen the league from scratch to what it is today. Moreover, they've also seen their fellow founding members evolve in terms of the way they operate. But little has changed in the way they go about things. While all other ISL clubs are owned and backed by corporate houses, NorthEast United FC is still a one-owner club run by Bollywood actor John Abraham. They've been in search of investors but have failed to get anyone on board, and that has hurt their plans in the market big time. They've failed to invest in long-term projects and have always had a short-term approach. In a league like the Indian Super League, where money plays a big role, it's tough to sustain and compete as a single-owner club, and there is a lot of evidence of that. Absence of vision or philosophy. After all these years in the ISL, one thing's clear: NorthEast United and vision and philosophy don't go hand in hand. They are 2 different sides of a coin. If they want to sustain and compete for top honors, it's time they change their approach. They never plan for the long term and are instead more focused on short-term planning. In 8 seasons, they've had 12 coaches, and only 2 out of those have led the team to the knockouts. On top of that, the club never retains its key players and staff on long-term contracts and mostly plans ahead of each season. Lack of clear plan in the market. By now it is very clear that NorthEast United is a club that's not very clear about the type of coaches and players they need, because they wake up when everyone else has already finished their business in the market. Last-minute signings and a random coach are normal to NorthEast United FC fans because that's how things have been in the last 8 years. The club hardly manages to secure the signings of its primary targets because it cannot enter into a bidding war with other ISL clubs, which again highlights the fact that they are a single-owner club and nowhere near the other club's strengths. Failure to get the most out of their region. The most important thing that is holding NorthEast United back is the fact that they have been unable to inculcate the culture of their region at the club. They represent the talent-producing factory of Indian football, but everyone other than them is enjoying the fruits from their backyard. Modern-day football is beyond 90-odd minutes. It's about developing footballers at the grassroots level to reinforce the first team in the future. A lot of the problems will be solved if they manage to get the best out of their region. They should become a hub for every talented player in the region, and they need to develop an approach where no player goes unseen. NorthEast has a big catchment area full of resources, but they haven't used their resources prudently. They should have taken inspiration from other clubs in the region like Aizawl or Neroka FC and follow them to tap the best talent in the northeast part of the country. Low budget to run the club. NorthEast United FC is struggling badly to get their finances right. We saw that over the last couple of seasons. The club bid farewell to their key star foreigners and fan favorites like Federico Gallego and Paolo Machado, Tayshaun Brown for free, or even sold their most talented Indian players like Apuya and Suhair to other ISL clubs for a considerable sum of transfer fee. That is fine, right? Many clubs do that to become sustainable, isn't it? Yes, it works out only when you have a proper replacement for the players and staff in place. For the Highlanders, that's not the case. They mostly recruit old, low-quality foreign players for cheap wages and inexperienced coaches to cut their operational costs, and it results in poor performance throughout the season, also disappointing the fans. What went wrong this season for the Highlanders? This season, NorthEast crossed all the limits as the management failed to field the main team in the 2022 Durand Cup and the reserve side in the ISL Reserve League. To add more misery to it, the club had to make the players and staff stay at subordinate hotels instead of the luxurious resorts where the players used to reside in the earlier seasons. In a sudden turn of events, NorthEast United's latest addition, Sylvester Igbone, had left the club due to the poor facilities provided by the team. The Nigerian was the Highlanders' sixth and final foreigner for the ongoing season and featured only in one game. As per the club's officials, Sylvester was indisciplined, didn't attend training regularly, and also demanded excessively more than what the club could have offered despite trying their best efforts to keep him satisfied. Although he was later on replaced by Colombian striker Wilmar Jordan, another news emerged as the club's long-serving technical director from Israel, Mr. Ohad Erfat, surprisingly decided to leave the club midway into the season. And around the first week of December, NorthEast United FC officially announced that they have parted ways with their Israeli coach Marco Balbul. He was then replaced by Italian coach Vincenzo Alberto Eniz. Vincenzo successfully guided Gokulam Kerala FC to 2 seasons of back-to-back I-League triumphs. It will be interesting to see if Vincenzo can save the Highlanders' terrible season so far, where it has failed to get a win in the 8 games they have played. What more points can you think of? Or in your view, what are the Highlanders' main problems over the years? Share with us in the comment section below. Thank you for watching the video.